In the Philippines, our country is prone to disaster due to our geographical location where we are located at the center of typhoon belt in the Pacific, which makes us experience at least 20 typhoons per year according to the Asian Disaster Reduction Center or ADRC.
We Filipinos are known for being resilient in times that we have to endure problems within our country, especially when we experience natural disasters. However, we should stop romanticizing resiliency but practice being proactive by planning and preparing for future occurrences that could avoid the risk of our people being in jeopardy.
Before we proceed to the things that we have to do before, during, and after a typhoon, we must learn the definition of it. So what is a typhoon? A typhoon is a tropical cyclone that is often found in the ITZC area or intertropical convergence zone, and it's formed in the Northwest Pacific Ocean where mostly countries such as the Philippines, Japan, and Korea are struck by it. Typhoons are storms that emerge over the warm tropical oceans and are characterized by low atmospheric pressure, high winds, and heavy rain. This results in high damages and risk to the community. So that is why we must learn the basic steps on how to deal with this type of calamity before, during, and after it.
Now that we have learned the definition of a typhoon, let us now proceed to the things that you have to do before the calamity. Listen to weather updates and advisories. It is important to stay updated with the news and also to keep watch on the plans and warnings of your community in order to be prepared in unexpected situations such as when being told to evacuate immediately. Arrange an emergency kit. Prepare food, water supply, and clothing just in case there is an evacuation protocol in your area. Lastly, be responsible. This applies to people who are pet owners and people who have families. We should always be calm, cautious, and prepared when it comes to this kind of situations. We could be responsible by taking the most vulnerable members in our family to a safe place so that they could not be anxious or stressed with the situation.
Now that we've learned what to do before the typhoon, we're going to find out what to do during this kind of disaster. And here are some things that can help people to stay safe during the typhoon. Remain calm and stay inside the house. Staying indoors can help prevent calamities, and it is important to be calm in times like this. Disaster situations can be very stressful, and when you don't keep your calm, an already stressful situation can be made even worse. Avoid using phone except for serious emergencies. Cell phones are an important tool in an emergency situation. It will help you to contact the emergency hotlines when you or your family need assistance from other people. Keep away from possible dangers. Always be aware of your surroundings. Stay away from the things that you think could pose a risk. Try not to use home appliances as much as possible and turn off the power or remove the plugs when there are fallen power lines or before you evacuate. Evacuate if needed. If you live on a high-rise building, on the coast, on a floodplain, or near a river, evacuate immediately. These areas are most often affected by hurricanes. When local authorities tell you to evacuate, obey immediately, and do not forget to follow their instructions as well.
Now that we have learned the task before and during the typhoon's outbreak, here are some of the things that we should undertake before letting ourselves relax after the typhoon. First, we have to listen to the radio or look for news about the typhoon. To be able to stay informed with the latest weather update, we should be informed about the situation around us before taking action on the things we do. And by doing this, we can save ourselves from danger. Second, we should look for damages in our properties. So, for example, damaged wall, shattered glass, and etc. Another thing that we should watch out is for the live wires that are submerged in water. And after we find these things, we should report this to the authorities for them to take action. Third, clean up your house and do repairs. After doing all of the safety measures, we should clean the house and do repairs to protect our house from future flood damages. Some of the examples that we could do is by following the local building codes, by using flood resistant materials and techniques, and by elevating the electrical components and utilities, as well as considering on elevating the whole structure of the building.
Lastly, if you are okay and everyone in your family is okay, it's time for you to help others who have been greatly affected by the calamity. And that is why we as a group would like to use this opportunity to help spread awareness on the current situation that is happening in some parts in our country.
Also know that there are many ways to help our fellow countrymen. It can be either social media platforms or through personal matters.
With our situation today, most of us can only help through online. This involves disseminating information. So example of these are hotline numbers, donation drives, and collecting financial donations, and many more.
And lastly, use your privilege to help, because your help can cause a positive change in our situation.
That is all for today. I'm Lorraine Nicole Geroy.
I'm Zaira Marie dayrit.
I'm Csarnei Montaus.
And I'm Jang Dela Cruz from Group 10, BAHRDM 101.
Stay safe and God bless.